Hey, you're listening to the Fatboy Show on RX Radio. I am Fatboy. How are you doing today? I do certainly hope that everything's all right in your corner of the world. How's your love life going, if you don't mind me asking? Are you married, and are you so irritated and annoyed with your husband that you're right now thinking of divorcing him? To you, I say don't do it. Divorce is not a good thing. And this outside of any notion of, oh, you made vows, you swore before God and family that through sickness and health and till death do us part, that you made all these promises, therefore don't get divorced. No, that's not the reason I'm saying you shouldn't get divorced. Although, arguably, it's a good reason not to. But rather, if you are a woman, getting divorced isn't really going to improve your situation all that much. And specifically, I'm referring to your romantic prospects. You see, a lot of us are suffering from this notion of the grass is greener on the other side. So there you are with your husband and you think, look at my husband. He's so lousy. When did he last take me out for dinner? When did he last take me on a holiday? Hey, I look at my friend's Instagram and it's full of pictures of her and her husband taking trips to national parks, to Chobe Lodge, Para Lodge, Mombasa, Zanzibar, Dubai, all these nice places. Where is my husband taking me? Nowhere. Oh, and look, he's just gone and found himself a mistress. He's made some girl somewhere pregnant. Oh my goodness. Time for divorce. Hold it. No, don't get divorced. And I know what you're thinking. Well, you're not married. You've never been married. You don't even believe in marriage, Fatboy. So why should I listen to what you have to say on this subject? Plus, you have no idea how it feels to be betrayed. I feel betrayed. My husband cheated on me, ran off with a university girl, got her pregnant, or got the maid pregnant, or whatever else, right? The reason why I'm saying you shouldn't get divorced, even in spite of that, first of all, to get one thing out of the way, I'm not diminishing the pain you're feeling. I'm sure it's painful and it's annoying to have to deal with a man who would do that to you. However, opting to divorce is not going to solve the problem. And I'll tell you why. So you're thinking, my husband's so terrible. He doesn't do much for me, doesn't wine and dine me. Plus, he's cheated on me. There's a baby on the way with a mistress. I'm out. Slow down. Because what happens when you do get divorced is you're going to get out there and now you are a divorced woman. See? So you're carrying the mark of a divorced woman. The scarlet, is it called a scarlet letter? Basically, you wear the mark of a divorced woman on your forehead. So everywhere you go, they're like, oh, look, divorced woman. So first of all, people might hesitate to take you seriously because they think, well, if she's divorced, she has baggage, and I don't want to deal with that. Also, if you are getting divorced, chances are you are getting divorced with children in tow. Over the course of your marriage, maybe there's been one child or two or three, usually more than one. All right, so now you are a single mother also, and you think you're going to get out there and do well on the dating market. Typically, ladies don't do well in the dating market post-divorce. And if you doubt me, just go to social media and watch them complain about all the losers that are wasting their time, that are using them, exploiting them, cheating on them yet again. All the while, they thought as they were exiting their marriages that the grass was going to be greener on the other side. You know, now that they had gotten rid of this lousy, terrible, cheating husband, that now they were going to find a man that would truly appreciate them for who they are and what they're worth. And you get to the other side, post-divorce, and you realize the grass ain't greener. In fact, it's worse. It's worse. I've been watching lots of TikToks from women who are really lamenting the state of affairs. They honestly did think that sky was the limit. You know, maybe over the years they've landed on some money, taken some care of themselves, and they're looking nice. And so you think, yeah, the men are going to come swarming in. All those likes and comments you're getting on social media whenever you post a selfie, or maybe your DMs have been blowing up lately with men showing some interest, and you think, well, I have options. Why stay with this cheating husband? Well, the men that are giving you attention, the kind of attention that's inflating your ego at the moment, these men aren't serious about you. You see, there's getting attention from men, but are these men serious? Sure, would they love a one night stand with you or a short fling with you? Of course, these are men. But are they going to be serious enough to commit with you long haul? 99% of the chance of 99% of the time, the answer is no. And so what's going to end up happening is that as you exit the marriage and you enter one relationship, which is the one, maybe it's with a guy who you thought showed you most promise, and he would have had to be significant enough for you to make the decision to get divorced. He's probably the guy who you thought would be the one you'd jump onto next, right? Waiting in the wings for you. Your golden parachute in this case. Will you get there and it goes nowhere? Maybe he had promised that he would leave his wife to be with you, and of course he will not. Maybe he had promised to change his ways, assuming he's a playboy, and again he will not. Or whatever other reason, and before long you realize that he's an unscrupulous, dodgy fella, and you were simply attracted to him because he's a narcissist. You know, narcissistic people are quite emotionally stimulating. They know how to push your buttons, and so once you're free and available, now he's nowhere to be seen, or he dumps you, or he's not serious about you. So you end that relationship. On to the next one. Again, it goes nowhere. On to the next one. Again, it goes nowhere. And God forbid if along the way other children enter the picture, assuming, let's say, you conceive with any one of these clowns you've been swinging from, over the years. And then before you know it, you're 40 years old, or 45, or 50. At which point your pool of options is so limited. And guess what would have happened with your husband, the one you left? He's probably happily married now with a new wife and probably new children, other children, and he's living a stable life. Meanwhile, you are thronging the bars and the clubs, and you're going to Blankets and Wine, posting your pictures with your mom board. Me and my girls were killing it. Yeah. And then some dudes are gonna slide in your DMs, and then you're gonna go out on more dates, or maybe you're doing online dating. And once again, it's nothing else but an extended string of flings that go nowhere. You know, one fling ends, another one starts, and then you swear you'll never date again. You're done with men until you start to feel lonely again, and so you try your luck. Maybe you'll meet some guy who will convince you that he's different from all the rest. And then the cycle repeats, and you're 50 years old. Anyway, so why am I talking about this today? Sorry for the long introduction, and believe me, this was a lead. I was trying to lead into a larger point. So I came across a tweet from someone called Pearl Davis, who's a very popular YouTuber. She has over 1 million views, and she discusses dating, relationships, men's issues. So she's very much a woman who is sympathetic to the plight of men, on YouTube at least. So Pearl Davis said this on Twitter. She said, "I talk to women on my show about their mothers who left a cheating husband. Husband gets remarried, wife is old and alone. Is this a better outcome for those women? A lot of people that tell women to leave are really encouraging them to die alone." And that's what happens typically, doesn't it? Oh, a woman goes to her friends crying, "My husband did this, husband." Then they're like, "Yeah, you deserve better. You can do better. You don't need..." Yeah, so that you divorce your husband since they're encouraging you, only to, once again, slide into that endless cycle of flings that go nowhere for the rest of your life until you're dried, old, and shriveled up, and now no one wants you. You would have rather stayed married the entire time and dealt with the BS from that one man than to now keep incurring more and more baggage from the dozens of failed relationships you're going to be cycling through over the next 50 to 20 years until you hit menopause. Anyway, so this is what Pearl tweeted, and someone called Jason Henry responded by saying, "Yep, I see this a lot. Men will remarry, but the women seem to just stay single. Even the ones that date nonstop still seem to end up single whether they like it or not. I wonder why this is." I'll tell you why this is. Well, first of all, baggage, right? If she is already feeling jaded about men given her prior experience, having taken the decision to divorce, it means she has essentially primed herself to be more prone to exiting relationships where she's not feeling fully satisfied. I mean, if you can leave a marriage, what's a relationship? You've been dating a guy 3 months, right? So you end that one and think to yourself, well, I can get another. And online dating has exacerbated this mentality of essentially the replaceability of men, the disposability of men and of relationships. If one relationship starts to feel like it sucks, hey, I don't need to deal with this, I'm worth better. And so you hit the dating app again, keep swiping till you find another suitable candidate, and off you go down that slippery slope to the next failed relationship. And the cycle repeats. It's rinse repeat ad infinitum. It's quite tragic. And so because you have an inflated expectation of what you think is you are due, because obviously the feminist propaganda has convinced you that you are so awesome and you deserve nothing but the best, well, anytime you encounter an inconvenience in a relationship, and all relationships will have them, the easiest and quickest thing for you to do will be to exit, thinking that there's another one just around the corner. And truth is, there usually is another one just around the corner, but not any situation that will have a greater chance of success than the previous one. It's just yet another rung on that ladder, and then that one's gonna fail, and on to the next, and on to the next, and on to the next. Plus, don't forget that as a woman that is divorced and probably has children in tow, it means that the kinds of men that you would be interested in getting serious with won't necessarily be interested in a person like you. You might hate to hear it, but men typically, when it comes to serious commitment, are looking for something fresh. And you might be the most charismatic, charming, amazing lady, but if you're in your 30s, divorced with kids, or 40s now, or even 50s, you're in competition with younger ladies who have no children and don't have that kind of baggage. So if I'm a successful person in my career or in my business or in my field, what are the chances, do you think, that I might want to saddle myself with a lady that might come with several children in tow, and baggage, the emotional baggage of all these failed relationships and a marriage? It'll be too much work for me. And so the kinds of men who you would deem desirable are going to avoid women like you. And what are you going to end up with? The scraps, just boy toys. And you see this a lot now. Older women dating younger guys, and now they're calling these ladies cougars. That's your fate. You're gonna be a cougar at 45 years old with a 29-year-old boyfriend. I don't think you're gonna like that very much. The fact that you'd be dating a young man who's almost the same age as your eldest daughter. And I know you're gonna say, but men do that too. They do also date women that are as old as their daughters. Yeah, it's a double standard. It sucks, but there's nothing you can do about it. So, I guess this is just something that I thought I'd try and start a conversation with, and I'd like to know what you think about this. Don't you agree that a woman is better off sticking with a man in a marriage where she's not 100% happy, rather than seeking a divorce from this man and attempting to find love on the other side in the pursuit of greener pastures? Because those pastures only look green, but are they actually green? That is the question. And look, all men are the same. If you thought your husband was annoying, cheating, frustrating, every man you meet is gonna be like that or close to it. So you're never gonna find a man who's gonna completely be the opposite of all these douchebags you've dated and be the perfect angel. And perhaps the most unfortunate thing is that even if you did find a man that came close to that, you'd probably sabotage it because of your baggage, and because you're broken, and because you need therapy. And you're likely to lose attraction to such a man, because everyone knows about women and the nice guys, right? The more reliable and dependable and caring and consistent you are as a man, for reasons that perhaps God shall answer to believers one day. I'm not a believer. My own understanding of it is that the answer to that question is it's female nature. Just biology has hardwired women to not be attracted to men that are too available and too supplicating. Such men are deemed not exciting, not interesting, too needy, and so they can be men that can show all the care in the world, and he will be the textbook gentleman that she claims that she wanted. So unlike her husband and all the other losers she's dated. But if she ever finds such a guy, it'll only be a couple of weeks before she's like, you're really wonderful, but I don't know, I just don't feel a connection with you. Yeah, do you know who she's feeling a connection with? The guy who's not replying her texts, the guy who's not answering her calls, the guy who is publicly known playboy. That's who she has chemistry with. And not you, the most distinguished, wonderful, caring gentleman that they claim they want. But anyway, let me know what you think about this. This is the Fatboy Show on RX Radio.